So in the year 2019, we've actually had a bunch of releases from the company Tom Ford, but mainly in their private blend line. So Lavender Extreme, we've also had Tuscan Leather Intense, which I've had the pleasure of smelling and reviewing on a friend's channel. So now we have the brand new release from the company Tom Ford, and this one is called Métallique. I'm excited to tell you what I think of this one, so make sure to stay tuned. If you are new to the channel, I would love it if you could support this channel by subscribing to it. It's easy and it's free. All you got to do is click that red subscribe button in the corner. And this way, whenever I do upload future content, it will get delivered straight to you. But please wait until the end of the video to do so that I can provide value first. So this is the 2019 release from the company Tom Ford. This one is called Métallique. And of course, it's adorned in a metallic style bottle. This one is a vanilla heavy scent. It also features notes of bergamot, aldehydes, hawthorn, lily of the valley, Peru balsam, which is a type of resin, and a few other ingredients. So this is one that I actually purchased 2 weeks ago from Sephora, and I've been playing around with it just to get a better feel for it. I believe it's marketed for women, and it's one that I've actually had a few people and a few members of my family try. My mother really enjoys this one, and I think I really enjoy this one too. So I'm excited to tell you what I think of the smell. Let's go ahead and start things off by taking a quick and close look at the presentation. So the front of the box looks very nice, just sort of has a metallic finish to it, and of course the name of this one is Métallique, just has the name of the fragrance and the company here on the front, and the size and concentration towards the bottom, and this is an eau de parfum. The top of the box has the Tom Ford logo on it, and the back of the box just has the ingredients. Now the bottle has this metallic look to it, which I really like, and it has a built-in plate on the front with the name of the fragrance and the company. The top of the cap has the Tom Ford insignia engraved into it. The cap does not click into place, but it is a snug fit, so you can pick this one up from the cap. And the distribution for this one is a little bit narrow, but it gets the job done. Let's continue with the smell. So as soon as this fragrance opens up, you are going to get a burst of citrus combined with aldehydes. I found that to be a pretty unusual combination at first, and a lot of the aldehyde-based scents are typically evocative of scents that came out a long time ago. I'm thinking in the wheelhouse of like Chanel's No. 5 and many other women's perfumes from the company Chanel. This one, on the other hand, though, the aldehydes are done in not an overdose kind of a way. They're done in a very sort of subtle and toned down kind of a way, and I think that the combination with the bergamot kind of adds like this sparkling accord in the opening, which I really enjoy. Now this is not a citrus scent by any means. The bergamot and the aldehydes are really just an accent for this composition, because about 10 to 15 minutes later, the aldehydes linger, but the bergamot completely dissipates, and then it's not really a citrus scent anymore. What you are mainly going to get from this one is a vanilla heavy scent, but it's a vanilla that's done quite differently from the other Tom Ford fragrances. So for example, if you think of Noir Extreme, right? That one has a vanilla, but it's more in like the direction of a kulfi ice cream, which is a very sort of Indian dessert, and it has a lot of spices like cardamom. This is not a spicy scent by any means. If anything, it's actually a little bit floral, and it's also not a vanilla very similar to Tuscan tobacco vanille, because that one has an emphasis on the tobacco, but it also kind of has like a spice vanilla, although still being very different from Tom Ford Noir Extreme. And of course, Vanille Fatale is one of the newer fragrances from the company Tom Ford, but Vanille Fatale kind of has like this Play-Doh vibe to me. It almost has this creamy, clay-like vibe, which it's sort of a guilty pleasure of mine, and I really do enjoy that one as well. Never, of course, purchased the bottle, but hopefully I will buy that one soon. This one, on the other hand, is like a floral vanilla with that sparkling overtone. So the florals in here are hawthorn and lily of the valley. And I know pink pepper isn't a floral note, but it can kind of have a rosy feel. And so I don't get too much of the pink pepper. I mainly get the lily of the valley. And so I think the ratio of vanilla to florals is like 70% vanilla, 30% florals, which is a good thing for me, because I think that kind of takes it away a little bit from being feminine. And so even though it's marketed for women, I think this is one that I can definitely see being worn comfortably by a guy. I think if anything, the aldehydes might kind of evoke one of those old world feel types of scents, but it's not done in an overly heavy kind of a way. It's not like an aldehyde 44 by Le Labo, where, you know, the aldehydes are really the spotlight in the perfume. It's not the case with this one. Really with this one, it's a vanilla heavy scent. It also has a little bit of that Peru balsam note in the base, and it's a type of resin which has a vanillic overtone very similar to labdanum and benzoin, but I don't get much of a resinous feel from this one. I know there's a little bit of sandalwood if I'm remembering correctly, and perhaps there's a little bit of it in there in the base, kind of adding a creamy undertone. But again, this is not a woodsy scent, it's not a citrus scent, it's more vanilla and aldehydes with that floral counterpart. Now, the one little accent that I really like in this one is the heliotrope note. So heliotrope is a floral, but it kind of evokes the smell of almond. And I love that it has a little bit of that touch in there, not as strong as you'll find it in Lost Cherry. Lost Cherry has a lot of almond in there, almost kind of smelling like an almond liqueur, like a Di Serono or something, which I love. So this one is not as gourmand as Lost Cherry, and it's certainly not as gourmand as Vanille Fatale, but it is a vanilla dominant scent with a lot of little accents and bells and whistles here and there. I personally really enjoy this one, and I find this one to be one of the better releases of 2018. So, 2019. I'm a year behind in my head, but this is one that I definitely look forward to wearing a bit more so in the coming months. The only thing with this one is that I think the best seasons for it are spring, fall, and winter. Because of the vanilla and the fact that it can come across as a little bit sweet, I don't really see this one being worn too much in the hotter weather, so I would probably wait until it gets a little bit colder outside to wear this one, but I definitely look forward to wearing this one that much more outside of the testing window just for my personal pleasure. So Tom Ford Métallique, really happy that I've had the opportunity to review this for my subscribers. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So one thing that I love about the House of Tom Ford is that they're always unique, they're always original. So first up, I took a look at the uniqueness and the overall smell, and not only is this a unique fragrance, it also has an overall smell that's incredibly appealing. I personally really enjoy it. Perhaps it leans a little bit feminine, but like I said earlier, had it had more of an emphasis on the floral notes, I think it would have been that much more feminine. So I do think that this one is unisex at the end of the day, and of course all fragrances are unisex. Wear what you want, wear what makes you happy. In terms of the longevity on this one, I got 6 to 7 hours from it, so given the concentration, I do think that falls into average territory, and I personally have no qualms with the performance. It will get me through my workday. And in terms of the projection, it was really solid for the first 2 hours. It didn't become a skin scent until about the 6-hour mark, and this is one that never really radiated beyond an arm's length. So you do get a comfortable bubble, but it's not a skin scent. So this one will get you noticed, especially in that opening with the citrus, the bergamot, the aldehydes. It will definitely get you noticed. In terms of the versatility, although it's marketed for women, I find this one to be unisex, and I think in terms of the age range, it has more of a mature feel to it on account of the aldehydes and the florals, but I think the vanilla and some of the other sweeter nuances can kind of guide this in the direction of a more youthful scent. So I think it's pretty versatile in that regard, and I think this one can be worn casually and dressed up. So this one is not as expensive as the Tom Ford Private Blend offerings, so you can wear this one on a casual basis, but you can also wear this one dressed up as well. So I definitely find it versatile in that regard. In terms of the presentation, I kind of like how they did a sort of spin-off of the ombre leather bottle. It's the same exact bottle, except this one, instead of having that matte black look to it, is a very lustrous metallic finish, and I just think it looks so sleek and elegant and sexy, and so I personally enjoy the presentation. My final verdict on this one is I really like this scent. I really like this scent. I'm excited to wear it more often. I'm going to urge my wife to wear this one because this is the type of scent that I would love to be embraced by throughout the day. And so I think Tom Ford really put out a hit with this one. Just keep in mind, if you are a gentleman watching this video, this one might lean a little bit feminine, but if you're comfortable with those types of scents, I think there's a possibility that you will really enjoy this one too, because I do. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in. That was my review of Tom Ford's Métallique. If you are new to this channel and if you took something of value from this video, I would love it if you could support this channel and help get it to 100,000 subscribers. It's easy and it's free. All you need to do is click that red subscribe button in the corner, and this way, whenever I do upload future fragrance-related content, it'll get delivered straight to your feed. You never need to worry about missing any of my future uploads, and of course, that includes fragrance reviews just like this. Top 10 videos, giveaways, unboxings, special guests, interviews, and a whole lot more. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. We'll see you in the next episode.